Good morning. It's September 16th, 2017. It's Sherry. You guys have seen this space quite a few times already, but now we're going to be emptying it. But the problem is that we need to keep some of the stuff and until we have a market for it. Like that whole section there of boxes is all Cuckoo clocks and Cuckoo clock parts. I call it Cuckoo Clock Mountain. That's my bell table. I have a space prepared for that, so that's not a big deal. I don't know what I'm going to do with a lot of this stuff. It's going to probably end up in the garbage or donation, unfortunately, which I don't want. But, well, the garbage part at least. Over there we have vintage and antique, reel-to-reel, and cassettes, audio cassettes, a lot of other stuff, albums, all German related, all Austrian, German, or Germanic I should say. But this whole entire space needs to be emptied, and it's going to be turned into two bedrooms. And I'm going to get new windows because these ones are just like two of them are original. These ones are original windows to 1955. There's much more energy efficient. That one unfortunately seems to be fixed into place, but it has no screen or anything like that, even if I did open it up. I don't want the creepy crawlers coming in, the bugs, the rodents, whatever. So, new windows. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to start creating some kind of passive incomes so that I can physically focus on this, physically and mentally focus on finishing this up. And there's no way I can physically work at a job to take this time out, because it's going to take a lot of time. Because what happens is, I still have all this junk here that I gotta deal with. Lots of e-waste and hazardous waste. Then I still have this area. This is fun. A lot of this is going to be going to scrap metal, which, you know, people think, oh yeah, you know, she's gonna get some money from scrap metal, but you know, a truck bed full of metal can actually only have a return of about $40 supposedly. I don't know, the person that was handling it before was not exactly honest about a lot of things, and I never saw any receipts with regards to the scrap metal, so I could have been ripped off, I don't know, but I'll be finding out soon myself, because I'll be doing the trips personally to the scrap metal yards. I am harvesting out the copper. There's copper. Anyway, this space all needs to be cleared out so that I can bring the Cuckoo Clock Mountain in here and store it in here until I find a market for that. I also have those records and everything. So the best thing to do is get rid of this waste that we have in here to make space. And I know this is churning. This is what's defined as churning in the hoarding world, where you just keep moving, reorganizing, moving and reorganizing. The problem, it's not a problem. The thing that I'm doing, is I'm taking out all the waste from here, and downsizing this space, moving the good stuff into here as storage space. The water tank is a problem. We do in the furnace we have here. We want to keep a nice open area so that it can be maintained. I'm always concerned about water leaks in the basement. I'm always thinking about, you know, what's going to get damaged, what is the mold going to deal with, if there is a lot of moisture, excess moisture. I have two dehumidifiers down here running in the basement 24/7. Hydro-wise, it can get really expensive, just so that we're not damaging anything else further. It's an interesting world to deal with this kind of stuff. You know, somebody came to me, just a reflection of a conversation I had. Somebody came to me, and he's a really intelligent guy, really respected guy in the community. And he's telling me about how he has 2 storage units and he's still looking for more storage. And I'm trying to explain to him and to anybody out there that's holding on to things It's not worth it. You're spending a fortune on storage costs, and the time that it's sitting there in storage, in the back of the storage, you know, things are getting damaged. Things are, you're holding on to it for years on end for no apparent reason except other than just to have. It's not worth it, because in the end you're spending you become enslaved to your stuff. You're spending a fortune on storage costs just for the stuff to be ruined in the end or worthless in the end, and you have to spend more time and more money to get rid of your stuff. If you have stuff that you don't know what you're gonna, if you're holding on to it for more than a year and you haven't used it, you haven't looked at it, you're just piling other stuff on top of it, it's not worth it. You're just, you have enslaved yourself. You probably bought it on a credit card. You probably are still paying for it, and you probably paid a lot of money for it. Put it on Kijiji, put it on Craigslist, put it on eBay, put it in the garage sale. Somebody else could have more use from it than you do, and you're free from it. You'll never have to move it again. You'll never have to repair it again. You'll never have to maintain it, insure it, all of that stuff. Every dollar that you put into your stuff means that you've committed yourself to being enslaved to debt or just enslaved to the stuff. Wouldn't you rather have that money for vacations and experiences invested into your future, invested into your children's future, your grandchildren's future? These things are very important to consider when you have stuff. You know, I like my comforts of having stuff too. The other day I bought a fire pit. You know, that is my relaxation time when I'm around a fire pit to, you know, sit and have conversations. I bought a lounge chair, but I bought it used. So environmentally, I bought it off of Kijiji. I saved a fortune because it was originally retail $300 to $500 to buy this kind of lounge chair. I bought it for $160. I enjoyed it immensely last night. You know, think about these things. When you're buying stuff, environmentally, sorry, let me just think back to the lounge chair. There was no more production. There was no more demand for new things. There was no more pollution being admitted into the air that had already been admitted into the air or into the waters because I bought it secondhand. Same with my vehicles. I buy them secondhand for that same reason, along with the fact that I'm a cheap ass. You know, like, be conscious of your spending habits and what you're buying. I would rather buy healthy food, healthy organic food, or grow my own healthy organic food. But you know, that's not always the case. When you're buying stuff like this, you're taking away from your opportunities and your power for other really important experiences for yourself and for your family and your friends. You're increasing demand on the environment, or on production. It's and then you're storing it and creating more demand because you have it in your own collection. Like, for instance, here, you know, there's a whole bunch of, I don't know what they are, but they're brand new. These things right here, they're brand new. They've never been used. They can go to use to somebody that's probably carpentry stuff, or woodwork, cabinet making stuff, that somebody can use and not have to buy brand new and create more demand. These are just things that people don't really consider when they're doing these purchases, because it's spur of the moment, or you know, they can't find what they already have, even though it's sitting there right in front of your eyes, like flashlights. I can't tell you how many flashlights I've had to purchase to do this project. Meanwhile, they're right under my nose. There's 2 of them, 3 of them. There's a third one right there, right there. And I've bought, you know, really expensive flashlights so that I can get this done up in the attic. But anyway, I'm going on. and on and on. I don't want to. I just want to express the point. These certain points about when we're buying and collecting and hoarding and storing. Use what you have. Anyway, you guys have a great day. I'm obviously not going to get this project done today, but I do have to make a pretty good dent on it because we do have to get those bedrooms done. Anyway, obviously I'm not scripted. You guys have a great one. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.